Both vertical launch systems flash open simultaneously, 16-cell doors yawning toward gray sky, June 15, 2025, 0847 hours. South China Sea, 180 nautical miles southeast of Hainan Island. USS Milius and USS Shupe cut through low swells, twin Arleigh Burke destroyers maintaining parallel course. The morning haze thickens, then 3 gray warships appear on the horizon. Type 055 cruisers, Nanshang Lhasa Anan. The formation spreads across 4 miles of ocean, hulls cutting through morning fog with deliberate precision, not patrol pattern, not transit formation, something else. The squadron begins closing. Music, not racing, methodical. Each vessel maintains exact music spacing like wolves circling. The PLN vessels adjust course with mechanical synchronicity. The gap between forces starts evaporating. Lead cruiser's bow wave grows higher as engines push harder. Horizon swallows the safe distance. 4M becomes 3. The formation holds its geometry perfectly. Milius and Shupe separate, engines churning white water. They put 3,000 YD between themselves in a textbook defensive split. Music port and starboard, creating angles. The American vessels carve foam as rudders bite. The Chinese formation mirrors the movement immediately. Outer vessels peel off to match angles. Lhasa banks left, Anan swings right. Suddenly 6 warships are dancing positions instead. Music of 3 versus 2. Metal chess across open water. Range continues collapsing. Close enough now to see individual hull numbers painted on gray steel. The space evaporates, shrinking with each passing minute. 2 miles, then less. Non holds center position. The flagship maintains bearing, while her escorts flank wide. Classic envelopment pattern. The geometry tightens like a noose. Time compresses. Wind carries salt spray across deck plating. An announcement crackles across 1MC aboard Milius. Weapons free. Rules of engagement shift. The destroyer's music forward section bristles with sealed launch tubes. Vertical cells housing missiles in climate-controlled darkness. The PLN squadron continues bearing down. Their formation spreads wider now. 3 gray hulls creating a crescent that threatens to envelop both American ships. The math shifts unfavorably. Music 3 versus 2. Better displacement, more missiles. Shoop accelerates. Hull carves through swells. Music turbine screaming. She puts another 1,000 yards between herself and her sister ship, spreading the music target picture, making the Chinese choose angles. Water cascades off her bow. The range collapses to engagement distance. Music close enough to see weapon mounts, close enough to watch bridge wings, officers on both sides, music making calculations, speed times distance divided by reaction time. The equation balances music on a knife edge. Morning sun breaks through haze. Light glints off gray steel. All 6 warships maintain combat intervals. Music. Nobody yielding position. Nobody backing down. The geometry holds. Engines thrumming. Sea state calm. Wind negligible. For 17 seconds, nothing moves except forward momentum. Hull through water. Propeller wash trailing white. Then someone makes a decision. Milius's forward battery erupts. 4 vertical cells bursting in sequence. Then Shupe answers half a heartbeat later. 8 white contrails punch skyward. The weapons climb vertical before arcing over. Exhaust trails painting lines against clouds as they bend toward targets. Rocket motors roar. The volley separates into individual streaks. Chinese cruiser Lhasa heels hard to starboard. Hull carving foam as the vessel banks into desperate turn. Simultaneously, Nanchang pivots opposite direction. The flagship spinning her bow through 90 to gray. The formation breaks like shattered glass. First pair of missiles drop from altitude. Music streaking trails now horizontal instead of vertical. They bear down on Anan as the cruiser's hull tilts into evasive maneuver. White-hot contrails merge, 2 weapons converging on single target. Gray plumes erupt from Nanchang's sides. Countermeasures. Metal chaff clouds bloom outward, spreading like metallic flowers while the ship continues its pivot. Chemical fog billows across open water. Launcher tubes spit defensive ordnance. Second wave adjusts mid-flight. Music. The weapons track the maneuvering vessels. Contrails bending in atmosphere as guidance systems recalculate. Remaining missiles separate toward different targets across the scattered formation. 4 toward Anan, 2 tracking Lhasa, 2 locked on Nanchang. Lhasa straightens from turn, water still cascading off tilted deck. She throws up her own countermeasure cloud. More gray-white fog erupts from her sides. The chemical haze spreads rapidly across open water. Rain shrinks music to knife edge. The incoming weapons in gray hulls. The gap collapses to nothing, close enough to see individual exhaust plumes reflected in ocean music surface. Rocket wash heats the air. On Shan banks again, hard to port this time. 4 missiles bearing music down from different vectors. Her stern cuts a violent arc through swells. The planned cruiser throws chaff while maintaining music the turn. Gray plumes trail behind her. The Chinese cruisers unleash countermeasure volleys in rapid sequence. Nanchang first, music, then Lhasa, then Anshan. Defensive systems firing. The chemical fog between forces, music, thickens. Visibility drops to near zero. 20 different chaff clouds merge into single wall. 6 missiles music disappear into the cloud. Contrails consumed by metal fog. Sound changes. Rocket motors music echoing off particulate matter, making it impossible to track individual weapons. The wall of countermeasures music drifts. Ocean surface reflects chaff shimmer. Then the first impact. Not water, steel. Sharp metallic crack. Music echoes across open water. On Shan's forward, super rupture takes a hit. The weapon strikes high, tearing through communication mast, sending metal fragments spinning into sea. No explosion, just kinetic force and torn steel. Second impact follows 3 seconds later, losses portside. Missile grazes the hull plating near waterline. Sparks, shower. The weapon deflects off at angle before tumbling into ocean. She maintains course but lists slightly to starboard. Remaining missiles find water. 4 massive water spouts erupt where weapons impact ocean. Spray climbing 50 ft before gravity reclaims it. The chaff cloud continues drifting. Sound of impacts fades. Engine noise returns. Milius and Chute hold position. Both American destroyers maintain course while their weapons complete their runs. No evasion needed. At this range, just watching results emerge through dissipating fog. The fog swallows everything. 8 missiles disappearing into chemical clouds. Then metal screams and water erupts. Music. The chemical fog clears slowly. Wind pushes chaff clouds eastward. The PLN formation emerges, battered but operational. Anshan trails smoke, black this time, not gray. Her forward communication mast hangs at wrong angle, bent metal dragging cables, but engines maintain full power. She holds formation position despite visible damage. LASA shows gash along port hull, not deep above waterline, but 20 ft of torn music plating visible even from distance. Water pumps working. She corrects her list within 90 seconds. Speed unchanged. Nanshang emerges untouched. Her countermeasures performed perfectly. The flagship maintains center position, closing the gaps as her damaged escorts rejoin formation. 3 gray hulls sliding back into precise geometry. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman issues statement through official channels. Within 6 minutes, provocative actions in Chinese territorial waters will be met with resolute countermeasures. The words transmitted music while damaged warships still maneuver. Then 4 additional gray hulls break horizon to northeast. Type Euro 52D destroyers. They appear from morning haze, close enough to reach engagement distance music within 18 minutes at current speed. Fresh vessels, full magazines. The math shifts drastically. Milius and Shupi begin evasive pattern, not retreating but not holding position either. Serpentine course, taking them southeast while maintaining weapons range to all targets, creating distance, buying time, preserving options. The original Chinese squadron completes music reformation despite damage. 3 cruisers sliding back into precise spacing. And smoke trail marks their position, now positioned between American destroyers' music and the approaching reinforcements, blocking retreat vectors, controlling engagement, music geometry, 7 versus 2. USS Carl Vinson strike group nearest Allied music support over 6 hours away at flank speed. Nobody coming over the horizon to change the numbers. Music. Just 9 warships in contested water, and's bent mast continues trailing smoke. Visible proof of successful hit. Evidence American missiles penetrated defenses, but also proof the cruiser remains combat capable. Damaged does not mean defeated. The 4-type Aero 52D destroyers continue their approach hull by hull, eating ocean. Their formation spreads into line of breast as range decreases, adding their weapon systems to the existing 3, creating overlapping engagement zones, making the geometry impossible. Wind shifts. Chaff clouds finally dissipate completely. Clear air between all 9 warships now, every vessel tracking every other vessel. American destroyers just fired 8 missiles. Chinese formation absorbed the strike with limited damage, nobody backing down. Milius and Shupe adjust course again, maintaining southeast bearing but varying speed, making themselves harder targets. Music. The serpentine pattern continues. Behind them, 7 PLN vessels hold formation. Music engines thrumming, weapons ready. Sea state remains calm. 3-foot swells, light wind, perfect firing conditions. The sun climbs higher, burning through remaining haze. Metal music reflects light, gray steel, and white water. 2 damaged ships, still operational numbers that don't favor the Americans. And smoke trail thickens slightly. Internal damage assessment ongoing, but she maintains station losses. Torn hull plating catches sunlight. Raw metal exposed where paint burned away. Battle scars on both vessels. Music, neither withdrawing. All weapon systems remain active on both sides. Launch cells sealed but ready. Music, Chinese countermeasure stocks. Partially depleted. American destroyers down 8 missiles but still carrying full defensive magazines. The equation balances differently now. Proven weapons against proven defenses. The reinforcements continue closing hull by hull, adding their silhouettes to the line of gray warships waiting in contested